Guys, this is Mr. Bueno here with you today, and well, in this video, I'm going to talk about two different topics, and those topics are about the future. Okay, so the first one is future plans using going to. These topics are really easy, and we have already studied these topics at school, so we're gonna have like a little feedback today, so you can remember these grammar lessons. Okay, so the first one is future plans using going to. So this is really easy, but first I want you to look at the uses. Okay, so when we use going to talk about future plans or intentions, something that you have already planned that you're going to do in the future. Okay, and the decision about your future plans has already been made. This is something that you have already organized in your timeline. You have already in your to-do list. Okay, so it is pretty sure that it's going to happen in the future. Okay, so and well, now let's look at the structure. So we have the structure in positive and in negative. Here we have the positive one, and it's pretty easy. Look, the structure is almost the same as any other tense, but now the difference that we're using going to. So we have the subject here. We have also the verb to be, but the verb to be has to be conjugated, and it will depend on the subject you're using. Okay, so you have to remember that after the verb to be conjugated, we're going to use going to. Okay, it will not change. It is not going to change. Okay, so it is going to like stay in that way, going to like that. Okay, and then we're gonna use a verb in infinitive. Okay, it can be any verb, but the form of this verb is going to be in infinitive. And then a complement. The complement can be anything you want. Okay, so in here I have an example, and it says, "I am going to sing tomorrow." Okay, so this is a plan that I already have. It was already organized. It was in my, in my calendar, for example. So this is something that I'm going to do tomorrow. Okay, so it is my plan. So this is how we use it. Remember, I have my subject, my verb to be, in this case is am, because I am using the subject I. Okay, and then going to the verb in infinitive that is sing, and the complement that is tomorrow. Pretty easy, right? So now let's look at the structure negative. So here it's almost the same thing. Now the difference is that we are using the word not. Okay, so and it's almost the same. And here's how you can do it. So same thing, I have another sentence and it says, Julie is not going to come tomorrow. It is not going to come for Christmas, sorry. You see, it's the same thing, but here we are adding the word not. And this is how we make it negative. Okay, pretty easy, right? So this is how you do it. So this is a plan that is going to happen in the future. Julie is not going to come. Whatever we do, she is not going to come. It is a plan that she has already made, for example. Okay, so and that's it about future possibility using going to. Now let's look at the other topic, and that is future possibilities. Here now we're going to use future possibilities with the word may and might. Pretty simple. And before we look at the structure, we're going to look at the uses. So the use of may and the use of might. As we said in the class, may, it is more, we use may when it is more possible to happen, and might when it is less possible to happen. So, but in other words, may is used to express what is possible or factual to happen. It can happen, in the future. It may happen. So, but what's the difference with might? Might is used to express what is hypothetical or remotely possible to happen. It is less probable to happen, and this is a little bit more probable to happen. So that is the difference. So in here I have some examples, and it says, the first example says, I may have pizza for dinner. It is possible for me to have pizza for dinner, And the other is, you may get 10 in math. It is possible to happen. So the only thing you need to do is study, and that's it, right? So what is the difference? Here I have the two examples of might. And the first one says, it might rain. Are you sure it is going to rain? Well, we don't know. The weather is not like predictable, right? Sometimes it is, but sometimes it is not. So that's why we use might, because we don't know what is going to happen, what is going to happen in the future. So that's why we use might. We're not sure about that. And the other example is, if I hurry, I might get there on time. Maybe it's like 5 minutes. I mean, so we have like a really difficult schedule, and maybe it is late already and we're not gonna get there on time, but I just like thinking like something is gonna happen, but it is not possible. Maybe it is like 7:55 and I get on my job at 8, only 5 minutes of difference. So, and if I say this, if I hurry, I might get there on time. It is, it's remotely possible to happen. So that's why I use might. So these are the uses of these two words, and now the structure is very easy. So here we have the structure in positive both. You use it in the same way. So you have the subject, then you use the words may or might, then a verb in infinitive, that is very important to remember, and then your complement. And here's the example. I may or might lose my job. You can use both words, but your meaning is going to change a little bit, okay? So that is the structure in positive, and the structure in negative is almost the same. What is different is that you add the word not, okay? So an example says, you may or you might not go on vacations, okay? So the meaning changes a little bit depending on the word you use, okay? And that's it. So I hope this lesson is a help for you guys, and I'll see you the next time, okay? Bye-bye.